I'm going to be moving later on in the year, and it's kind of sad because I really love my room. It's been a very comforting space for me for quite a long time now, and I don't really, I'm not quite ready to say goodbye to it yet. So I figured before I inevitably have to take everything down and pack it up, uh, I wanted to immortalize this space in video form so I can look back on it years later when I'm a bitter, cynical old man and be like, oh yes, I remember that Halo poster. Anyway, so let's begin the tour. So let's start off with the door. This Creature from the Black Lagoon poster. I love it. It looks very nice. Most of the posters that I've got in my room have come from Game Exchange. Got them for $10 a pop, and this was the first one. Really love this one. I love the old school hand-painted style of it. Very nice. Anyway, let's go inside. Alright, here's the other side of the door. Probably recognize this spot. This is where I've been making my videos for since the Twin Peaks video. I did not get these two posters from Game Exchange. I got them from some pop culture shop in Missouri. Don't remember what the name of the shop was, but I saw these posters up there, and I was like, oh man, I need to get my hands on these. Excellent posters. Love them. Love the Thing. This is probably my favorite poster, and really love this Evil Dead one. Right across from the spot where I make videos is this Doom poster. This came with my 360 BFG edition copy of Doom 3. It's very old, as you can see. There's some old scotch tape and some tears on the corner, but it looks very nice. I like it. And we got this Halo 3 poster. Also came with a 360 copy of Halo 3. Very old, as you can see. This has been on many different walls over the years. The scotch tape and the black paper torn off. It's very nice. I've fallen off the Halo series in recent years. Started to really not like what it was becoming, but 1, 2, 3, ODST and Reach. A lot of fond, nostalgic memories with those games. Now this Jackass Forever poster I actually got from the movie theater. They were handing out a bunch of these posters for free, and I saw them being handed out by the lady who was checking the tickets, and I was about to see Jackass Forever and saw this on the table, picked one up. Very nice. This is my bed. This is where I sleep. Well, more accurately, not sleep, because insomnia. We're here above the bed. We've got this Spirited Away poster and this Good, the Bad, and the Ugly poster, both from Game Exchange. These are my top 2 favorite movies of all time. Spirited Away, #1 favorite movie. Just kind of hard to put into words why I love the movie so much, but if this really is in my mind like the greatest movie ever. And The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is my second favorite movie ever, and probably, in my opinion, the best directed live-action movie of all time. Some of the most beautiful shots in all of film ever. Fantastic. Love both these movies. These two movies, in my opinion, are what film is all about. We got a foam Zelda shield. Got it from Medieval Times. I'm of the opinion that Medieval Times is kind of lame, but I saw that shield there, and I was like, might as well not leave empty-handed. This was a gift from a friend. I think it's from Disney World. It's pretty cool. This Sam from Trick or Treat mask, I got this from a mall at either Spencer's or Hot Topic. I was originally going to go as Sam that year. I bought it for Halloween. But the mask kind of sucks because when you put it on, you can only see in like tunnel vision and you can't breathe for shit. And when you do breathe, it makes the mask like get super hot with your breath, and it was not at all a practical mask to use for a Halloween costume, so I ended up just not going as Sam that year. But it's a pretty nice little piece of memorabilia decoration from one of my favorite movies. My bookshelf, alphabetized. All the books are different sizes, which is pretty horrific looking. It is a terrible assault to my eyeballs, but whatever, I guess. Here we've got Game Boy Color. Inside, this was a gift from a friend. Inside the Game Boy Color is Super Mario Land 2. This was a gift from my brother. Really nice. Got an NES and SNES. Used to belong to my uncle. And we got this Yoda canvas that my grandpa got for me from a Ross like 4 or 5 years ago. It's very nice. These helmets, these little model helmets that I was gifted them for Christmas about 6 or 7 years ago. And over here, right here, we got these Disney Infinity figures. Remember when that was a thing? Anyway, here's this BB-8, little toy BB-8. As much as I've grown to really hate the sequel series, I like BB-8. Hashtag BB-8 in a... This right under here is a drawer. Nothing really of note in it. I just keep CDs in here, some graduation and birthday cards, and over here I guess these are acoustic guitar strings. Honestly forgot I even had these. Anyway, moving on. This bottom shelf right here is just kind of a miscellaneous junk drawer. There's just a lot of random stuff down here, but these two shelves up here, this is where I keep my DVDs. A lot of these DVDs are really old. Some of these DVDs have been in my life since I was a baby. Like over here, this Return to Oz DVD right here. I've had this since I was a toddler, so it's pretty old. And a lot of these I just bought pretty in recent years, either because I found them at like Game Exchange and I didn't feel like paying full price for the Blu-ray. So yeah, one day I'll make a video going over all of the DVDs that I've gotten over the years, but maybe not anytime soon, because just the idea of getting all of this stuff out and then having to re-alphabetize it and put it back, organize it again, just sounds like a nightmare, so it won't be anytime soon. Over here, this is just a little beginner's bass amp from Fender. This was Christmas. This came with my Christmas present, which was like a little Squier P bass. This came with it, and I typically use it a lot for recording, like the Silent Hill covers and the Spider-Man Ramones mashup. Pretty much all of the stuff, all of my music stuff, I've recorded bass on this thing because it's easy for me to record. Over here we got this Fender DeVille tube amp. This was a graduation gift from my grandpa. It used to be his, and it sounds immaculate. And we got some pedals here. You know, just musical gear shit. Nothing really notable about the closet. It's just where I keep my clothes and this big ass bass amp. Nothing really of note in here. There's nothing in there. Nothing at all. I promise. Anyway, this Halloween poster, got this from Game Exchange. Looks awesome. Probably one of my favorite posters of all time. I just love this artwork. Just, you got this jack-o'-lantern right here, and then it bleeds into Michael's hand and the knife. Awesome poster. Really wish we would go back to the days of posters just being simple but effective, instead of like this bullshit trend of like floating heads and just trying to get as much as you want, as many stars on the poster as possible. It's really ugly, and I'm just so sick and tired of seeing that stupid ass poster format. Well, I mean, Goodfellas, it works. There's only 3 stars, and there's enough intrigue with like, ooh, a dead body. Ooh, this is a pretty shot, you know? This is one of the few floating head posters that I think work. Also got this from Game Exchange. This is my Sterling Sub Series bass. Sounds nice. This was a graduation gift from my dad. It's probably the best bass I've ever owned. It sounds incredible. All of my music that I have posted on this channel, all the bass parts were recorded with this bass. And over here, we've got my Squier Bullet Strat, I think. This was one of my first guitars. And as much as gear snobs like to shit on Squier and guitars and basses, this thing sounds great. It's super old. I've had it since I was like 13, and it still sounds sounds really awesome. Really great, especially with a big muff pedal. Over here, we've got this Shining poster, which now that I think about it, I think I might like this more than the Thing poster. I don't know. I go back and forth between the two, but I really love this poster. Another poster that I've gotten from Game Exchange. It's one of my favorite shots from the movie. Danny's riding his trike through the hotel, and he turns that corner and sees those 2 creepy twins. Excellent. My favorite horror movie of all time, by the way. #1 favorite horror movie of all time, and The Thing is #2. Both I consider flawless movies. Can't really think of anything that I would change about them. Love it. This is my Alesis QS 6.1 synthesizer. 61 keys, hundreds of built-in sounds. Super fun to play with. I recorded the organ part on my Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 cover for all, 2 people that watch that. This is what I recorded the organ sound on. Super fun to play with. Love this thing. Down here, we've got this Kawai ES6. It's got 88 keys. This is a pretty new one. My grandpa gave this to me. He got another 88 key keyboard, and he didn't have any room in his house for this one anymore, so he gave it to me, and this is a really fun one. Love this thing. And over here, right next to the keyboards, we got some more posters. This NES poster came with my little NES Classic. Super glad I was able to find both an NES and SNES Classic before they basically just stopped making them and scalpers started charging ridiculous prices for them. Typical Nintendo bullshit, but this is a nice poster. Really like this. This Pink Floyd The Wall poster came with my copy of the movie. The Wall is my favorite album of all time. Pink Floyd, my favorite band of all time. One of my favorite films. Really love this movie, and in a way I owe a lot to it, because in a way this movie really is the reason why I have somewhat of an audience, because of that Nostalgia Critic video, which admittedly I don't really like, but I am thankful that it gave me some people that like watching my videos, so I guess that's nice. Speaking of which, I recently listened to Roger Waters' redo of Money, which is coming out for his version of Dark Side of the Moon. All I have to say is, what the fuck, Roger? It sucks, but maybe I'll talk more about it someday. If I have anything interesting to say about that Redux of the Wall, maybe I'll make a video. I'm sorry, Redux of Dark Side of the Moon. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Anyway, over here we've got this Castlevania 3D poster. Got this from Game Exchange. Love it. It's the Grim Reaper boss, which is one of the most obnoxiously, infuriatingly hard bosses in all the video games. But yeah, love this game, love this poster. Next up, we got this Irish Folklore Trilogy poster. It's kind of blocked off by the TV, but this came with my Cartoon Saloon Trilogy box set, and it looks very nice. Got 3 really great movies up here: Secret of Kells, Wolfwalkers, Song of the Sea. Love Cartoon Saloon. Excellent stuff. Here's where I keep my video games and some miscellaneous junk, some guitar picks. Down here, this is my Samsung TV. This TV has been in my life since I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, and it still works pretty good. Over here, we've got this region-free DVD player that I got pretty recently. There's a lot of movies that I would like to own, but they don't have any copies available for Region 1, so a region-free DVD player is basically a way to open a whole new world of cinema to me. This is the first thing I got with it, this collection of Jan Schwankmeyer short films. Great stuff. Love this man's work. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Got this Xbox One and this 360. I've never played Modern Warfare 3. I don't know if it's good or bad. This particular 360 just happened to be at a good price and working, so we got it. And it's been a very loyal and faithful machine for me for many years. Nintendo Switch. The Animal Crossing version of the Switch. Very nice. Got this shelf up here, right next to the on the windowsill. I'm gonna go over the stuff here. This Darth Vader action figure. This was a gift for Christmas many years ago. Over here we got Tom Nook. I got into the Animal Crossing series when I got a Switch. I played New Horizons. I had never played an Animal Crossing game before, and I've probably put more hours into that game than any game I've ever played in my life. I love that game a lot. It's just such a shame that Nintendo just kind of abandoned it so prematurely. This was a gift from my little sister. It's nice. Over here, this is the Irish Folklore Trilogy Blu-ray set that I got. It's not practical to put with my other Blu-rays because there's no... It just sticks out because it's so wide and short, and so I just keep it up here. Excellent films. Wolfwalkers especially has blown Song of the Sea out of the water for me. This is an incredible film. Love Cartoon Saloon. Love Tom Moore, one of my favorite directors working in animation today. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Please check out more. If you haven't seen any of them, check out Cartoon Saloon's films. They make some pretty amazing stuff. Over here, we got this Red Rum mug. I actually got this as a souvenir from my trip to Estes Park, Colorado. I stayed a night at the Stanley Hotel, which is the hotel that Stephen King stayed at that inspired The Shining. It also was the filming location for... It was a filming location for Dumb and Dumber, too. I found that out when I went there, and it was really weird. I was like, wow, so this very hotel's halls have been roamed by both Stephen King and Jim Carrey. Was not expecting to learn that when I was there, but it was a fun night. It was a really cool experience, even though it was hot as shit up there. Totoro plushie. Hayao Miyazaki is my favorite filmmaker of all time, and right now, The Boy and the Heron, which I think is the official American title for the movie now, English title, I mean. Probably my most anticipated film ever. Cannot wait to finally get to check that out. Here we've got this Immersion box set for Pink Floyd's The Wall. A lot of cool stuff in here, some books and some demos, as well as the actual album itself. And I really like this box. Looks really nice. Got the traditional album cover surrounded by Gerald Scarfe's amazing artwork. Pretty cool. Over here we've got this Keeper plushie from The Evil Within. I understand that The Evil Within 1 is a pretty polarizing game, but I love the hell out of it. I think it's super fun, super intense. Same with number 2. Love Evil Within 1 and 2. Both are two of my favorite survival horror games of all time. And when I saw this at Game Exchange, I was like, oh my god, I gotta get my hands on that. That's awesome. So he's been with me for a couple years now, and probably my favorite plush that I got up here. And then we got this yellow submarine mug, gift from my grandpa. Pretty cool. These pocket editions of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings trilogy, very nice. Really love the binding and covers of these things. Super cool. Whenever I get on a big medieval fantasy kick, I always read The Hobbit. One of my favorite books. Same with the trilogy, but I haven't read the trilogy in quite a while because they are very dense books. But, yeah. Cool. Right next to it, we've got this Frodo Baggins plush that I got from a comic book store. I am not a fan of Funko Pops. I thought they were cool when I was like 13 or 14, but nowadays I think they're just kind of whatever. Just these little things. They got black eyes, and they're not really all that appealing to me. But this plushie, I really like it. I think it's cute. I couldn't find a Samwise Gamgee one at the comic shop, which kind of sucks, but I like this little Frodo plushie. We've got Diddy Kong, because I love the Donkey Kong Country games, which, Nintendo, can you please make a new one already? I don't know how long it's been since Tropical Freeze, but I think by now it's time for another one. Make a new Donkey Kong Country game, please. And we got this Stormtrooper, which I got the same Christmas I got the Darth Vader from. Here, we've got this plush dog. This was a graduation gift from my dad. It's pretty cute. This Abbey Road tin sign. My grandpa got me this recently from Guitar Center. It's very nice of him. This is a stuff full of sewing supplies. And here we've got these holographic posters from Ross. Gifts from my grandpa from like 6 years ago. They're pretty nice. Got some magazines and comics here. Got some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Got this little drawing of Leatherface I did. I followed a guide on YouTube to draw this and just splashed a bunch of red marker on it. That looks pretty cool. There's Beatles and Pink Floyd books, both gifts from my mom. This Kalimba. Admittedly, I am not good at the Kalimba at all, but it's fun to mess around with from time to time. And we got this Narsil, Aragorn's King Sword from Lord of the Rings. It's made of foam. I got it from the Ren Fair for like $40. I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta have that. It's pretty cool. Some single issues, a whole stack of them. Most of them suck, but a lot of them I hold on to these things for nostalgic purposes. But yeah, not a lot of these are that great. This little Grogu. Season 3 of The Mandalorian was disappointing as hell, but those first 2 seasons, some of the most enjoyable Star Wars content that I've watched in a good long while. And then right above all of that, I've got my Blu-rays. This is the bottom shelf right here. Take a good look. And then we got this shelf up here that I gotta use this step stool to get to. Again, one day I might make a video, 2 separate videos, going through my DVD and Blu-ray collection. But again, just the thought of taking all of this out and then having to re-alphabetize them and put them back up just does not sound very appealing to me right now. That's the room. That's it. I'm gonna have to pack all this stuff up eventually, but I figured might as well hold on to the memory of this room forever through the power of video, and I guess share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one, whenever that comes out someday, maybe. See ya.